our today's class, and I am your very own Mwalimu Julius Ocheng. And so we will proceed with our class today, and I'll continue from last week's presentation. And we were looking at sustainable agriculture. We delved into different ways that we can practice sustainable agriculture. And simply to state is that sustainable agriculture is all about ensuring food safety today, but also um, having the future in mind. It's having food today, but ensuring that the future generation also has a chance to get their food. It's actually eating with the future in mind and not eating the future. And so one of the ways of practicing sustainable agriculture is this technology, and it's a smart technology that we are calling the push-pull. The push-pull technology. As you can see, this is how it looks on the ground. But we are going to look at it in details, and we are going to get an understanding. Why do we call it push? Sorry for that. Why are we calling it push pull in the first place? What are we pushing and what are we pulling, and what does it involve? Is it a wheelbarrow that is being pulled or pushed? Is it a cart? What is it? Are we pulling the maize? Are we pushing the maize? What exactly is going on in this very technology that we are calling a push pull? And why are we even calling it technology in the first place? So journey with me as I go through this slide, trying to demystify some facts about this very uh, topic called push-pull technology. And therefore, before I continue with my explanation, technology, I want to appreciate two very key institutions or organizations that have been very key, and without which we will not be talking about this technology. And I want to recognize the ICIPE, the International Center of Insect and Psycho and Physiology and Ecology, together with the Rothamsted Research in the United Kingdom, who have been very key in the development of the push-pull technology over time for the last 20 years. They have done a lot to ensure that this technology comes to being. And actually, it's not fully developed because it is something that is ongoing. Step by step, they're continuing to make it better. I must say, you haven't seen it all yet. It's about to go down. Now, what is push pull? That would be my question. We can see some two gentlemen here. The guy in green is pushing, and the guy in orange or red is pulling. Now we are asking, what are these gentlemen doing, and what are they demonstrating? We simply say that the push pull technology is not about what these gentlemen are doing, but it is a strategy that involves intercropping cereals with a repellent plant, such as desmodium, which repels or deters stem borers from the target food crop. Remember, we are talking about cereals, and as we know, we are farmers, we are agriculturists, and we understand that cereals are things like maize, sorghum, millet, wheat. These are cereals that are mostly attacked by the stem borers, and so we are saying that we intercrop them with repellent plants such as desmodium. And um, we don't just use desmodium, we also incorporate an attractant plant For instance, we can have napier grass or mulatto, uh, which is planted around the farm, which has been intercropped with a purpose of attracting and trapping the pests. As a result, the food crop is left protected from the pests. And so let us just begin and look at this. You look at this very image, you can notice that we have some yellow objects, or some yellow guys, let's call them our friends. And these are just insects. They are representations of insects. And you can see the arrows are pointing, the arrows are moving away from the desmodium, if you're very keen, and they are pointing towards the brachiaria grass. So this technology works in a very simple way, where the desmodium plant produces a chemical that is repellent to the stem borers, or the stalk borers. They repel the stalk borers, and the stalk borers fly away when they're still in the butterfly stage. They fly away and go to the brachiaria grass, and the brachiaria grass attracts them. As the desmodium repels them, the napier grass attracts them to go and lay eggs on them. And as a result, our maize is left to be free. But again, you realize that when the insects go to the napier grass, you realize that the napier grass will choke the larvae stage of the moth, which grows into a which is a mature stalk borer. You realize that it chokes it, and so it dies. It breaks its life cycle, and so we remain with our field being free of stem borers and the stalk borers. So here, note that here we do not use any form of chemical. Any artificial chemical is not applied, and therefore we ensure there is a form of sustainability. You be very keen with the term sustainability. That's where we are more as a nation. Now, look at the importance of desmodium in that demonstration that was right there. When you look at the importance of desmodium, number one, it acts as an insect repellent. It pushes from the main crop. It actually pushes the insect or the stem borer or the stalk borer from the main plant. Number two, the desmodium also stimulates the germination of striga and then inhibits its growth. Now, from here, you realize that the desmodium does not just push away the insect, but we also introduce another concept that desmodium triggers the germination of strigaweed, and we know this is a main menace. It's a major menace, especially in our country, Kenya, the western parts of the country. You realize that there is a lot of attack from strigaweed. It's actually a common weed, the strigaweed, the one with purple flowers and thin leaves. So it's a parasitic weed that attaches itself on the roots of the um, of the maize or on the cereal, and then it sucks the nutrients from the plant, and therefore it leads to retarded growth and stunted growth of the maize. And therefore we look at as if we can have desmodium controlling this weed, this is a big plus to us as farmers. Number three, we say that it is used as an animal feed, especially in dairy production. We know that desmodium is a major source of protein to the dairy. Now, it is also a cover crop. Since it's perennial crop, therefore conserves soil moisture. So desmodium plant grows and covers the soil, therefore protecting it from the scorching of the sun and also preserves moisture. All about mulching and cover crops. Now, Desmodium being a leguminous plant, it fixes nitrogen into the soil, therefore improving soil fertility. So you notice that Desmodium also has got nodules and it fixes nitrogen through the nitrogen fixing bacteria and therefore improving the general nutrients or the nu nutrient content of the soil. Now, let us look at the importance of this technology. This is the napier grass. Now, the napier grass that is planted around the field, it attracts or it pulls the insect pests from the main or the target crop. So we get the two terms. With the desmodium, we had the push term, and now um, in the napier grass, we are getting the second term, which is pull, and therefore our term is complete. Push-pull technology. Number two, it is used as a fodder crop by the farmers. We all know that napier grass is one of the main fodder crops that is used by the farmers to feed livestock. Number three, and lastly, it is also a perennial crop, therefore conserves the soil. Napier grass can grow over time, and so it helps in the conservation of the soil. And now, how is this whole thing is it significant? Why are we advocating for it? How is it, of what importance is it to us as farmers, and of what significance does it bring to the farm? What is the net effect of having push pull on your farm? Number one, we say it helps in the control of insect pests, which is the cutworms, the fowler armyworms, and the stem borers. Note that even the fowler armyworm, which has been a menace in the past few